By fixing this one mindset, decluttering finally clicked, and honestly, I completely changed my whole life. I stopped holding on to things that I didn't need or want. My confidence completely shot through the roof, and it even changed the way that I made decisions. If you want to free up your life from all of this stuff and you're ready to live fully, but there's something that always seems to stop you in the back of your mind, congratulations, you're in the right place. Welcome back to my channel, my friends, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Kristi, and I make content centered around realizing that no matter where we are in life, no matter our age, we are just on time to live the life of our dreams. But to get there, you have to fix your broke mindset. It was a mindset that I didn't even realize that I was carrying at the time, but I knew that it was ruining my life and it kept me feeling small. When I was finally able to see it and name it, I realized that it was the thing that had kept me stuck in clutter and stopped me from being able to enjoy the life that I believe God had for me. But once I recognized it for what it was and worked on it, everything changed. So let's start out by getting really clear on what I mean by a broke mindset, because this has absolutely nothing to do with how much money you have in your bank account. Being broke and having a broke mindset are two completely different things. Being broke is about your current financial situation. So maybe you're in a season where you are stretching every single dollar. You're finding creative ways to make things last, and you're saying no to things because you just can't swing them right now. That's not shameful. That's reality, and most of us have been there at one point or another. You might be in between jobs or trying to pay off a big bill, or maybe something has happened in your life and you're just trying to make it to payday. That's a circumstance, and circumstances are just temporary. They can change with a new opportunity, with a new plan, or even just time. But a broke mindset, that's a whole different thing. A broke mindset is a pattern of thinking. It's an identity that you have taken on where your default setting is scarcity and fear. In your brain, you think things like, I better hold on to this because I may not be able to get it again. I can't take that risk. I might lose what I already have. If I let this go, I'll regret it forever. And here's the thing, you can actually have a broke mindset even when your bank account is healthy and full, even when you've been out of a season of lack or a season of leanness for a really long time. And I get it. I've been there. Many times we internalize habits and thought patterns that are built in seasons of lack. In that season, those habits served you. They kept you afloat. If you were careful and smart with your money, then those habits helped you to stretch what you had and to make things work. But if you never hit refresh on your thinking, those habits that helped you at a season and helped you during that time are now going to be the same habits that hold you back and stop you from moving forward. Think of it like wearing a heavy winter coat in the middle of summer. In the winter, you needed it. It kept you warm. But now in the summer, all it's doing is weighing you down. That's what a broke mindset does. It clutters up your decisions, your home, your opportunities, and your confidence. It keeps you living and moving and thinking like you are still in this old season, even when God has brought you into a new one. Now that we know what a broke mindset is, let's talk about how it shows up in our lives. And the thing about a broke mindset is that it's tricky. It hides in these habits and excuses that feel super practical, but actually just end up keeping us stuck, both physically and mentally. And these are some of the ways and some of the things that you might notice yourself doing without even recognizing that it's a broke mindset. One, holding on to just in case stuff. This is a classic one. This may be old furniture that you might need if you move, or makeup that you might use for a special occasion. These could be clothes that are 2 sizes too small or 2 sizes too big, just in case you need to fit them again. On the surface, it feels smart and it feels cautious, but in reality, your home is becoming this storage unit for your fears about the future instead of reflecting the life that you live now. Overbuying when there's a sale. Say you're walking through the store and you see paper towels on sale. Now, you don't need paper towels. You already have a 24 pack at home, but you grab them anyway because what if they're not on sale next time? That what if? That's scarcity talking. It will fill up your cabinets, your drawers, your closets, your garage, any space that you have with stuff that you don't actually need. Saying no to opportunities because they might not work out. A broke mindset will talk you out of things that could actually move you forward. Maybe that is a course or a networking event or a trip or a coach, because all you can picture is the worst case scenario. The fear keeps you exactly where you are, even if you say you want to change. Only choosing what's convenient, even if it isn't right for you. When you're in a scarcity headspace, you will prioritize short-term comfort over long-term gain. You will skip applying for a better job because your current one is fine. You will settle for the friend group that drains you because making new connections feels like too much work. In effect, it is saying, I'm going to keep and hold on to this thing that I don't love, but it's safe and at least I know what to expect. Not letting yourself upgrade even when you can afford it. You've been using the same $20 coffee maker that you bought like 10 years ago. It sputters, it leaks, and you secretly hate it, but when you think about buying a new one, you say, this one works just fine. Since we're on the topic, let's be really clear. It's not about wasting money. It's about letting yourself step into a life where you are allowed to enjoy things that actually serve you well. Not just serve you, but serve you well. Overcommitting your time because you're afraid to say no. A broke mindset isn't just about money, it's about value. If you undervalue your time, you will fill up your calendar with all of these obligations that don't mean anything to you or things that you don't want to do because deep down, you feel like people will think less of you if you protect your peace. Making do with broken or uncomfortable things. That office chair that leaves you with back pain, those pans that burn everything you cook, back to the coffee maker that doesn't really work all that well. When you normalize tolerating things that don't work well, you tell yourself, I don't deserve better. And what happens is that message, it spreads into every other aspect of your life. Feeling guilty for letting go. This is a big one and one that I actually just talked about in my last video. I will link it down below for you to be able to watch. Basically, you keep things out of guilt. Maybe it was because someone gave them to you or you spent money on them and didn't get enough use out of them. Or maybe you feel like they need to find the perfect home and until they do, you keep them in yours. All of that guilt is just scarcity and a broke mindset trying to convince you that letting go is wasteful when in reality, holding on to all of that stuff is what's actually costing you. Avoiding looking at the numbers, whether it is your bank account, your budget, your health numbers, your schedule, anything that has to do with the data of your life. If you avoid the reality of looking at it because you are afraid of what it's going to say, that's scarcity. You cannot clean up or fix what you refuse to face. Talking yourself out of joy because it's not practical. Having a broke mindset will tell you that anything that is fun or beautiful or not an immediate need is frivolous. It will have you canceling date night or not allowing yourself to go on vacation or not buying the flowers because there's always something more important. But the truth is that beauty and joy are not extras. They are part of a full life. And here's the thing, none of these things that we just talked about might seem huge in the moment, but together they create an environment and actually a life where you're constantly making decisions out of fear instead of out of possibilities. Thankfully, we can change that. Real quick, if you've been listening to these tips and you're thinking that is exactly where I am, you've been feeling stuck and drained and cluttered and you are just over it, I've got something for you. I am inviting you to join my upcoming Declutter Your Life Happy Hour. It is a 3-day experience where we will work on decluttering your whole life. Not just your space, but your mind, your schedule, your energy, your spirit, all of it. You will walk away with clarity and momentum, yes, but you are also going to walk away with a personalized plan to actually make space for the life that you've been craving. I'm really excited about it. It's going to be so powerful. So check out the link in the description below to reserve your spot. Now, how do we declutter a broke mindset? The thing about a broke mindset is that it's not going to just pack up and leave because you now recognize that you have it. You have to actively work on it, actively replace it with something new, a mindset that is now rooted in trust and abundance and self-worth. So here's where we start. Notice your just in case moments in real time. Next time you go to keep or buy something just in case, I want you to pause. Ask yourself, am I getting or keeping this because I actually need it or because I'm afraid that I might not have enough later? Half of the battle is catching those thoughts in the moment because once you see the pattern, then you can choose differently. Practice letting go in low stakes ways. Start small. So let go of the duplicate item, toss the markers and the pens that don't work, they're all dried out, or just donate the mug that you never reach for. Each tiny way that you release trains your brain to see that the world is not going to fall apart if you let this item go. In fact, you'll make space for something better. Set boundaries for upgrades. If you have something in your life that is broken, uncomfortable, or simply just doesn't serve you anymore, give yourself permission to upgrade, but do it intentionally. I want you to make a short list of things that you'd like to upgrade and give yourself a deadline. When you're intentional about it, it helps you to step into abundance on purpose, not just on a whim. Replace scarcity language with possibility language. You need to pay attention to your words. Instead of saying, I can't afford it, try, I choose not to spend on that right now. Language shapes our belief, and belief shapes action. So like the Bible says, guard your tongue. Give yourself a let go deadline. If you have been meaning to sell, donate, or fix some items for weeks or months or even years, set a firm deadline and do it. If it's not handled by then, It's gone. That way, your home doesn't turn into this holding pen for stuff that you might get around to. Allow for joy purchases, even small ones. Scarcity says that joy is frivolous. Abundance recognizes that joy is fuel. So once in a while, buy the flowers. Get yourself a nice coffee or order the book that you've been meaning to read. Maybe get your nails done. Enjoy life. I am not saying to blow your budget or not pay your bills or make foolish decisions. So do not go away from this video thinking I said that, because I didn't. What I am saying though is that these tiny choices remind us that life is meant to be lived, not just survived. Shift from hoarding to sharing. Instead of keeping everything just in case, look for ways to bless someone else with it now. This is going to help you make that mental shift from I might not have enough of it later to I trust that there will be enough when I need it. Create a vision for your next level self. Who are you becoming? How does she dress? How does she eat? How does she spend her time? When you get clear on that vision, it makes it so much easier to spot the things and also the mindsets that don't belong in that future. If that's not something that she would do or keep or say or think, it's not something that you need to either. Do one brave thing a week, whether it is applying for a new opportunity or investing in that program or service or saying no to an obligation that you don't want to do. Each brave step chips away at the fear that drives scarcity thinking. Being courageous and doing things that scare you, doing things that make you feel a bit uncomfortable is the fastest way to start leveling up your life. Anchor yourself in gratitude daily. I like to think of gratitude as the antidote to scarcity. When throughout the day you are focused on seeing your life for the things that you already have, whether that is your health, your relationships, your resources, you train your brain to see abundance instead of lack. Whatever we focus on truly does become our reality. And so if we're focused on all of the things that we don't have, then we will find more things that we don't have, and even the blessings that we do have will be stripped away from us. However, when we focus on the things that are going well, we will find more things that are going well. We'll find more ways that our life is blessed, and we will attract open doors and opportunities that get us further to where we want to be. Decluttering your broke mindset isn't about ignoring reality. It's about refusing to live in fear when God has already promised you more. It is releasing the grip on what was so that you can actually hold what's to come. So I want you to let me know in the comments, which of these are you going to start with so that we can cheer you on. I hope this video spoke to you. If it did, I would love it if you would give it a big thumbs up and share it with somebody else who might need it. Also, if you're not subscribed yet, what are you doing? I'm gonna need you to jump on that. Alrighty, my friends, I love you. Make sure to check out the Declutter Your Life Happy Hour, and I will see you in my next. Mwah. Bye for now.